Good morning and welcome. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to go underwater and do some underwater photography. It should be absolutely epic here in Egypt, so stick around. Yes, thank you for joining me today, guys. That is right, we are going to go underwater. I knew the Fujifilm was such a good camera, but I never knew it was waterproof. Nah, I'm only joking. I've got this Olympus Tough camera. I want to test it out. I rented it just for this part of the trip. We're going to go underwater here in Dahab in Egypt. It's one of the best places to do diving and snorkeling. So we're going to do some snorkeling today at a place called the Blue Hole. But I want to really test this camera out. I've read some reviews online, and it's the best camera for the budget style that we want to do, that I want to do right now. It does shoot 4K at 30 frames, does shoot full HD at 120 frames, and obviously 30 frames. But the biggest problem is the sensor size is so bloody small, it suffers from really bad noise. I've done some testing already in really basically light like this, a lot of light, and you still get a lot of grain because the sensor is so small. But that's what we're going to do right now. Head out to this Blue Hole, get all the equipment organized for only $5 for 6 hours. Absolutely incredible. It should, say this on the slightest off chance that it couldn't be, it should be absolutely epic here in Dahab in Egypt. So arrived at the Blue Hole here in Dahab after one or two, many more Egyptian scans they try and do here. But we've got our gear, got our stuff that we want to head into the Blue Hole now. I'm going to cross over to the Olympus Tough camera and do all the filming from there. Snorkeling session number 1 down. Number 2 to hop in this side and explore the other side of the Blue Hole. Let's go. So the fish is finally out of water, well worth the €5. I said before it was only $5 to come here, but when we got to the place they said €7.50. Then we said to them, hang on, it's only meant to be $5. They said that was an old brochure, it's now €5. That's probably the biggest issue I've got with Europe. They just see you and they think that we've got plenty of money. And I'll be honest with you, I've got hardly any money, so €5 is still a little bit of me to spend. Then on the way here on the car, they try and say to you, oh yeah, but the mask and flipper rental costs more money also. But in the brochure it already says that it's included in the price. Everything, and I mean everything, they try and charge you for here just to try and get money out of you. I don't have a problem with that if there is justification for spending the money. But if there's not, I'm not just gonna give money out to any willy-nilly out there. But enough of that said, absolutely fantastic, I mean fantastic time here. Hopefully the footage lives up to the expectations. I haven't seen it yet, you guys have, but the location, Saudi Arabia, just over there. I'm sitting on top of this mountain overlooking the blue hole, 120 meters deep that hole is. We just snorkeled around. Then looking over at Saudi Arabia and Israel in the far distance. Incredible location, incredible place, incredible things to do here in Dahab for fairly cheap prices, backpacking prices. Now I'm going to head back into Dahab, sit down, look at this footage I've got, then take you through what I think of this Olympus Tough camera, and is it worth 400 and something-ish euros, or should you save your money and get a good camera and a housing, or should you get a GoPro? Guys, I'm going to jump back now and speak to you then. Okay guys, I am back and I want to review the Olympus TG-5 Tough camera. It sits right in the middle of a market between the Canon 200D and that range of DSLR, small DSLR range, and the GoPro, the new GoPro Hero 7. So who is this middle market for, and would you buy this camera? That's what I want to talk about right now. So it's got great things such as image stabilization. It's small, tough, rugged, lightweight, can fit in your pocket, and also shoots 4K. But the little problem is, as I said, it sits in this middle market. You've got the GoPro at about 320 euros, incredible image stabilizer, shoots 4K at 60 frames a second, and can shoot stills, which is what the Olympus Tough camera can do. Then on the other side of the spectrum, you've got the Canon 200D, where if you wanted to go underwater, you have to buy the whole housing, but you've got interchangeable lenses, a bigger sensor size, so you're gonna get better image quality and more capable video out of it. So that's where I don't understand where the Olympus goes. I think the only market is what people would buy this for, and this is my personal opinion, is if you just want to dive a little bit into underwater photography, no pun intended. But then again, the image quality out of the GoPro and the video capability out of the GoPro would match that just as quickly, if you ask me, because I always had to shoot at plus on the EV, plus 0.7 to get a usable image out of it. Yes, it shot 4K, and yes, it's got image stabilizer, but you get massive crop out of the Olympus. Go over to the GoPro, it's smaller, you got third-party accessories as far as a dome for 45 euros. You can get a double-handed dome where you can get for the GoPro such as this, and you're gonna get the image stabilizing capability inside of the GoPro, plus holding it with two hands and swimming through, you're gonna get a much more stable image without the huge crop that Olympus has got. So that's where I don't understand where Olympus has done with this. You go into getting something like this for Olympus, it's 100 euros. Then you have to buy a light, which I'd highly recommend to get. And you're just adding on all this money. But then you take the GoPro out of water and it's adventure pack. You can go snowboarding, hiking, you know, basically anything you want, jumping out of a plane. It's got stabilizing, which is incredible. It's got so many third-party accessories where you can just attach to a car, a helmet. And probably with all those attachments, you're still less than the 419 euros out of the Olympus. This is my personal opinion. Let me know in the comments below. What avenue would you go? The GoPro route and getting all the accessories for probably 500 euros or less. The Olympus at 419 euros on special right now. And then you still have to get a few accessories. Or would you just go into the Canon 200D range? And I mean, buying a housing for that is probably a little bit stupid, but it's more versatile outside of water. I mean, I understand if you don't shoot water photography or videography, it's a bit of a weird situation to be in. But for me, it's not everyone's niche to get into that. And I think if you did get into underwater photography, you would spend that extra money on a better housing, a better camera than the Olympus range. GoPro wins for me, but let me know in the comments below. Have you ever used this Olympus middle range unknown market? Or would you just prefer to jump in the GoPro like everyone else and capture incredible footage out of a tiny, tiny little camera? Or just be a fish out of water and get everything you need on a good little DSLR? Let me know in the comments below, guys. I'm super interested because this was a first for me. If I went again, I'd definitely go the GoPro route because it's just, as I said, the versatility is what I love for my style of travel, adventure, photography, and videography. But for you, it might be completely different. So let me know in the comments below. But that is my undefined Olympus TG-5 review because I don't know who this camera is aimed for. It's not aimed for me. Maybe it's aimed for you. But that is it from me today on an unknown sorry vlog. I'll catch you on the next one. Ciao.